Guys, Bishop David Oyedepo celebrated his birthday recently, his 71st birthday, and it was a lovely affair. Lovely, lovely good times, right? Now, I want us to talk about this man. I just want us to look at his life journey and how he became one of the pioneers of charismatic of Christianity in Nigeria today. And of course, a lot of these, should I say, new age pastors and founders all have Bishop Oyedepo as their spiritual father. You know, a lot of them actually sort of look up to his ministry, right? I mean, it's not easy. He's on the Guinness World Record. He's Canaan Land, the place where he has his church, has 100,000 capacity. That's like the largest span in the world. Such a big record. It's a big deal. Even Forbes listed him as the wealthiest Nigerian pastor, one of the wealthiest pastors in the world. And not just in terms of his wealth. Let's look at his ministry, the Living Faith Church Worldwide. Big church, big deal. Officially started in September of 1989. But before then, let's look at the journey of this man who gave his life to Christ at the tender age of 15, although he's from a mixed, religion family, right? Like I mentioned, he's 71, which means he was born in 1954. He celebrated his birthday this year on the 27th of September. So he was born on 27th of September, 1954. He was born in Oshogbo, Osun State, although he's from Omuaran in Kwara State, a rep module local government in Kwara State. His father, Ibrahim, was a Muslim, while his mom, a Muslim healer even, while his mom was a devoted CNS, Caribbean and Seraphim member, one of the Aladura church movements in Nigeria. And he grew up with his grandmother in Oshogbo. She was a Christian, so he was indoctrinated into Christianity from a very young age, right? He grew up going to church and all of the interesting things. So it was not surprising when he got to high school, and one of the female teachers, took quite an interest in him and led him to Christ at the age of 15. He never left God, and he's been there since then. Bishop Oyedepo always knew he had a call for ministry, so he didn't stay long in civil work, just worked briefly, right? He attended the Kwara State Polytechnic, where he got a degree in architecture. That's like the max of his academic degree. He went into full-time ministry as far back as 1981. Now, how did he know that he was called to become I don't know, maybe he knew he was going to be a founder, but he got a call that, of course, he had to save God and go into ministry full time. It was when, according to him, on the 1st of May 1981, did I say 20? 1st of May 1981, the young Bishop David Oyedepo went into a trance for about 18 hours, right? And he saw visions. So he lasted from the 1st to the 2nd of May 1981. It was in an 18-hour trance vision, whatever you want to call it. And he said in that vision, he saw different people, afflicted, broken, lost, weeping, gnashing of teeth. Basically people in despair. Just a textbook, definition of people who actually need help. They were crying, they wanted to escape, they were looking for a way out. There was no way out. So he was there and he was crying and grieving with them, saying, Lord, what is this? Right? Why are these people suffering? What is happening? And he said that in that vision, God told him that, these are the people that he is meant to liberate. That he is meant to liberate all of these people, and he's sending him to help them and give them, basically just save them, as per your minister is your call down, right? In May of 1981, right? 1st of May precisely was when he knew that, okay, maybe he would go into full-time ministry. He's always had the call and all of those things. So 1st of May 1981, he went into an 18-hour trance, right? Almost 2 days, half of a day. And it started on the 1st of May and ended on the 2nd of May 1981, right? He was there for 18 hours in the vision. He was seeing things. And basically the summary of it and how he's explained it over the years was that you saw people that were in despair, your textbook definition of despair, and afflicted and troubled and basically gnashing of teeth and crying and all of those things. And he was also grieving with them Because these guys were looking for a way to escape, but they did not find an escape. There was no escape route. There was nothing for them. And so he was also crying with them and asking, Lord, Lord, what is happening? What is going on? And all of those things. And said that God told him in that vision that, say, these are the people that have sent you to help liberate, people that have sent you to, take the good news to, meant to deliver, all of the things you would expect now from somebody who went into a trance and got the mandate to transform and better people's lives. Basically, that was it. So when that happened, when he got back from the, he came back from the trance and he became himself again, he knew he had to start something. So he told 70, it's even amazing that as a then he could count on 70 people that he has now referred to as his powerhouse. People that he could, as at the 8th of May, he explained to them the things that he's seen, the journey he went on in that trance and in the vision and all that. He explained it to them and we're like, oh, okay, no problem. They accepted it, right? And so they went on the prayer chain, fasting and prayer. They were praying and asking God to equip him, help him, and all of those things, just to give deliverance to these people that he has been sent to deliver. So he didn't really take time in government work and all of those things after his education and all that. He just sort of spent a while and then went into full-time ministry, right? So they started together and they birthed Faith Liberation in 1981. Faith Liberation is what has now morphed to Living Faith Church Worldwide, also known as Winners Chapel. Do you understand? And of the 70 people that time was Pastor David Oyedepo, who has now retired from Living Faith Church and has his own church now, and including his wife now, formerly fiancée, as her then, his fiancée, Mama Faith. She wasn't Oyedepo then, she was Faith Akon, right? Abiola and some other persons, right? That he has referred to as his powerhouse. Now, all of that happened, but Faith Foundation, Living Faith Church did not start officially, or was not inaugurated until 1989, right? September of 1989. So all of those times they had Faith Liberation, they were meeting, churching, and he was leading and presiding, and his ministry was growing and all of those things. But in September of 1989, meanwhile, himself and his wife got married in August of 1982. So why am I saying different dates? In September of 1983, 1989 was when they moved from Kaduna to Lagos State, because he said he had the call of God to, relocate from Kaduna to Lagos State, that people in Lagos State needed him. That was when they moved to Lagos State. It was in 1989. But 1983 was when they officially inaugurated Living Faith Church. So from 1981 to 1983, they were Faith Liberation, they were preaching, they were moving, they were meeting himself and his core people, they were doing all of those things. September of 1983, though, the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, inaugurated and ordained David Oyedepo and his wife. They got married in 1982, and his wife, they were ordained as pastors in 1983 by Pastor E.A. Adeboye, which was an amazing thing. Now, 5 years later, his life mentor, Archbishop Idahosa Benson Idahosa, ordained Pastor David Oyedepo, ordained him as a bishop, and then he became the BDO we know today, Bishop David Oyedepo. In 1989, they relocated to Lagos State. And you cannot tell me that the ministry of Bishop David Oyedepo has not seen the hand of God. I don't know what you want to say. A lot of persons say, oh yeah, vanity, he has a lot of worldly, should I say earthly possessions, right? Which he should. Somebody that God has mandated and said, oh, you have to give, you have to liberate people, and all of these people will come and celebrate him. Bishop Oyedepo has said that most of his wealth and everything he's amassed over the years did not come from him actively working towards them. They were gifts, donations from people who wanted to bless his ministry because he has blessed them. This man has, Rolls Royce in his car fleet, he has a private jet. Like I said earlier, he's one of the wealthiest pastors in Nigeria and even in the world, right? And he's done all of those things. Now he has a Canaan land in Ota, which is where the headquarters of the church is based, in Ota, Ogun State. It's over 500 acres of lands that, Living Faith Ministry has. There they have a petrol station, they have several restaurants, they have, even they have at least 3 commercial banks within the premises, right? They have a publishing house, they have a microfinance bank that the church owns, right? So it's like a whole city now, and they have the Faith Tabernacle and 100,000 seating, auditorium called the Hack, which basically has the largest pan in the world, right, of any auditorium. So it's such an amazing feat that this man has done for himself, and for him to be regarded as one of the wealthiest, is not small money. And Bishop Oyedepo is known for wearing white. A lot of persons say, oh, he wears white, he wears white, he wears white. Why does he wear white? Anyways, the answer did not come at 2021. Since all these years I've been wearing white. 2021, Bishop Oyedepo said, oh, he just wears white because it's easy to maintain. It's cheap to maintain. He does not have to rack his head about coordinating an outfit or anything. White, give me white. White is white. You can't make it anything else, right? And then he gets quality materials that will last him a while. They're not going to fade. Nothing's going to happen to them. He's just wearing white. It's easy for him to do. I mean, that takes away a lot of stress, and is able to pastor, right? And is able to basically do the work that God has sent him to do. Anyways, that's just like a brief history and biography of Bishop David Oyedepo. I'm sure that if you're in the ministry, if you're close to him, or you have people that are close to him, they might have more in-depth things, to share. This man is an author, an accomplished author. He has over 17 Christian books that he has published. Thanks to his publishing company, the ministry has a publishing company, Dominion Publishing, and under them, he has released about 70 Christian books, if not more. He is married, of course, happily married since 1982 to Mama Faith Oyedepo, and together they have 4 children, 2 girls and 2 boys. Now, his first child is married to also a Living Faith pastor. His first son, David Oyedepo Jr., is now the resident pastor in Faith Tabernacle. Right, I mean, their head church and all that. He's a resident pastor there. He was a pastor in London before he became resident pastor here in Nigeria. His second son used to pastor one of their churches, I think in Maryland or something, but he has since resigned, and I'm not sure, I don't know if he's in a different branch or a different parish, or if he's still in the ministry actively. I cannot tell. That's Isaac Oyedepo, but of course David is still very much there and doing well. And his third, I just mentioned she's married. Also, the last child, Joyce, got married in 2020 to IBADAN, and of course, she's also doing well for herself. Anyways, that's basically the gist. If you want to know more about Bishop David Oyedepo, of course, we are willing to bring you all of the teas, all of the dates, and all of those things. But if you have other things that you want to add, you can add it in the comment section. It's very welcome. You can do that in the comment section. You can like this video, share this video with friends and family. It's just us, celebrating the birthday of Bishop David Oyedepo, and of course wishing him many, many more years. I don't think, when churches are beginning to look at succession plans and all of those things, and I think one of the churches that I'm sort of confident have that figured out is Living Faith Church, especially because, like I mentioned, his eldest son is now the resident pastor in their Faith Tabernacle in Ota here. So it's like, once daddy, of course, he's going to be here for a long time, so let's not even delve or dive or dig into that part, right? Not at all. He's always wishing him a belated happy birthday, and of course subsequently happy birthday in advance in years to come. Of course, you can drop your comment in the comment section what you think of David Oyedepo's ministry. It does not really have a lot. It does not have controversies. Maybe the only controversy is that he's wealthy, and his church members are wealthy also. So, I don't know. But if you have any thoughts in the comment section, I'll be willing to hear from you there. Like this video if you enjoyed it, share with family and friends. Thank you so much for watching this particular one. I will see you in the next one. Until then, guys, please take care of yourselves.